Hey everybody, what's going on? Ted here. Thursday, January 21st, 2021. So, today's the first day of Biden being in office, and he's already passing executive orders about COVID rules. So, to be exact, he's passed 10 executive orders in his first full day in office. It's basically what it is 10 executive orders, mask mandates. He's going to be quarantining you if you're going to travel, whether it's plane, train, transit, any type of public transit. You're going to have to wear a mask. If you're coming from out of the country, you're going to have to quarantine, and many others actually that have to do with using the same act that Trump used to pick up production of certain items that could be used to help in healing, I guess, the healing of people who come down with it. And he's also implementing more vaccine and testing availability, supposedly, with a goal of administering 100 million vaccine doses by the end of April. The Defense Production Act is what he enacted to compel federal agencies and manufacturers to increase key supplies needed to fight the virus, and implemented new travel restrictions meant to curb transmission. So, there you have it. First day in office, tightening up already. And again, now you got Fauci back in the White House, in the press briefings for what's going on. Everybody knows about the rift that came between Trump and Fauci. And now he's back, and he's saying that the first dose of the vaccine didn't bother him, but the second dose, of the virus gave him not so good feeling for a day. Let me read it. Anthony Fauci, the U.S. government's top infectious disease expert, said he suffered mild side effects after receiving a second dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. I was hoping that I wouldn't get too knocked out, but I did for about 24 hours, and now I'm fine, he said at a White House event on Thursday. So back in the media again, giving us our advice, is a guy that, quite frankly, I don't trust. He has ties to Bill Gates. If you watch my last video about that, you'll see Bill Gates, I don't think, is a very trustworthy guy. I think he hides behind philanthropy to pretend that he's helping people, but really it's just to move his agenda. And like I said, Joe Biden is moving fast. First day in office, and he already wants to change immigration laws. He wants to give amnesty to the bulk of 11 million illegal immigrants currently in the United States. So he's already stepped into office, and in one full day and a half a day, if you want to call it that, pretty much undone everything that Trump did for the country. And I'm not a Trump supporter, but I am a supporter of our country and our Constitution. And the moves that he's making in immigration are not good at all for our country. It's actually going to water down our country further. I'm all for legal immigration, but there is a legal means to do it. And this guy's party has been for years bringing these people in illegally for whatever reason. We could debate whatever the reason you want to say. Some people say gerrymandering, and vote tampering, basically things like that. But either way, these people have facilitated illegal border crossings. Okay, when you join another country, if I leave and I go to Mexico, Mexico is not going to change all of their wording on their packaging and their signs and their doors. They're not going to change that to English for me. That's for sure. And people cry bloody murder about these families being separated from the children. Okay? When you illegally came over the border, you broke the law. When you broke the law, you have to be dealt with properly. So you pay a consequence for breaking that law. That consequence is going to jail. That's why you were removed from your children, and that's why the family gets broken apart. It has nothing to do with your race. It has nothing to do with that. You broke a law. If I break a law, I'm a United States citizen. I live here. If I break a law and they put me in jail, do you think Anybody would come and say, oh, he should be able to have his kids with him. It's part of the dream. I don't think so. Just saying. So everything this guy's doing, and if he's totally reversed everything on immigration, and he's put a halt to building the wall on the border. And I just want to point out how ironic that is, that he's putting a halt to building the wall, and he built all these fences around the Capitol and Washington, D.C. to keep people out. That's just ironic to me all the way around. And with all of his upping the ante on all this COVID-19 plan that he supposedly has. By the way, one of the mandates was in federal buildings you have to wear masks. On the very first day that he passes the law, or the mandate, today, as he's giving a speech, the fucking guy takes his mask off. I'm just saying, dude, you can't have your cake and eat it too. So under all of these upping the ante on the restrictions, which I've been warning you about, saying get prepared for this, because when this party takes over, that's the plan. Lock it down to stop the transmission. It's for your benefit. While he's doing that, unions are discussing or debating the idea of requiring COVID-19 vaccine. But rest your worried mind if you thought that this was going to be a forcing you into it, because it sounds like, if you read this article, the unions are going to stand up for the people that don't want to take the vaccine. It's leading up to this point, they fought hard to get the people in their unions to the top of the list to receive vaccines, and now they're realizing that they have another battle brewing, because not all of their people in their unions are going to want the vaccine, and they don't want them to be forced. So as of right now, the unions are saying, while under contract, they will not change the terms of employment while they're still under the same contract. Unless, and here's the caveat, unless the government requires it. And with Joe Biden doing the things that we've seen him do today in the very first full day in office, I'm pretty sure coming up down the line here, they're probably going to require it. That only makes sense. Follow the timelines, right? That's what I tell you guys. Stay ahead of the curve. Don't just take the word of what they're saying. Where does that go? Use your brain and just sit for a second and say, where does that go? If the unions did this, where would that go? If the unions did that, where would that go? For now, you don't have to worry about it. But coming down the line, if the government requires it, you're going to get it. You're going to have to. Also, today in the NASDAQ and the S&P, you had record days in stocks today. While for last week, we ended the week with 900,000 initial job claims offerings. So like I've been yelling from the mountaintops for a while now, since I've been making videos, we have over 750,000 people every single week for almost 11 months now on initial unemployment claims every single week. That's a lot of unemployed people. And I promise you that the $600 check that they mailed out didn't help. The $1,400 check that they're talking about is a temporary fix. It's kicking the can down the road. When that $1,400 runs out, if you can't get a job, which it looks like we have a real unemployment problem on our hands, which they're going to use the COVID-19 as a patsy for that, but we were already starting to have issues going into that. And we've been in a bubble in the stock market for almost 12 years now. So the economy is not looking good. Even Bitcoin and all that took a hit today. So, but I would say buy into Bitcoin and any crypto that you look into. Do some studying first. Don't just jump in there because I said Bitcoin. Do some studying. Find one that you like. You can go to coinmarket.cap, pick one, and read their papers. Go to their particular website and read their white papers and see exactly what they plan to use that coin for. And invest in that. Invest in gold and silver, because if the power grid ever does go out, cryptos won't work. You'll need the gold and silver. And a little bit of cash. In the beginning, cash would be king. But the whole point is we have an unemployment crisis going on here. This is not a problem. This is a crisis. And it's getting worse. And if, like I told you in my last news video, Biden plans to make America California again. California is ridiculous homelessness. That's what we're going to turn America into? Hopefully not. But get ready for it. If you stock up food in that now, you'll be ready for it. If you get prepared now to be self-sufficient, gardening, maybe some livestock, some chickens, some animals, the best that you can, given your predicament, wherever you may be, your situation, do the best you can in that situation. And it only took that same one day in office to start pressing their agenda in the news as hard as they can. And this is obviously a 2A problem here for us people that are constitutionalists. Because first, on the surface, this is a headline that you read today. It says, toddler playing with gun accidentally shoots dead his 5-year-old cousin. So it's about a 9-year-old that accidentally shot a 5-year-old cousin, supposedly in the home of a Detroit, blah, 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 blah. The point is, it's about scaring us out of the guns and how that was so scary that could happen. Well, first of all, there was no adults in the house. Second of all, we don't even know if them guns are legal. Third of all, this just shows you their agenda. And as I dug into this article, I come to find out this actually happened on January 1st. So it's not like it's in the news today, the first day of Biden being full day of presidency, and here it is. Let's start getting those headlines of people being shot and mass shootings and any way we can scare you out of your guns. Because I specifically seen videos of Biden saying he's gonna come and get your guns. So with all this going on, I'm thinking about these Q people. Okay? Biden has been sworn in now. You still have people that are going around saying that Q is right and Trump's going to make this amazing comeback now, and he's going to be within long from now, he's going to be president again. And I got to say, if you hold hope for that, okay, more power to you, hold on to that. But really, it's starting to look like Q was a psyop. And now they have collected a lot of data on you people that went to those websites or those postings or whatever, and they have all of your names. And as this party starts to strengthen its grip, it's already getting crazy. Within the first day, he's changed everything that Trump did for constitutionalists. So as this gets crazier and crazier, they now have a list to target. Same thing if you go to these websites. Oh, trust me, I'm on the list. I'm not trying to say that I'm not on the list. There's a lot of people on those lists, but I'm not on that one because I never bought into the whole Q thing. At first, when I heard about it, I wanted to say, oh wow, that sounds like that could be true, and it sounds very, legitimate. But as time went on, I was like, I don't know. Everything he says is bullshit. Draining the swamp. Oh, Trump's gonna do it now. It's gonna be 1 month and people will be in jail. Shit never happened. So I mean, it's gotten to the point now where I wouldn't even go there if I was one of those people. But these people still have belief, and I gotta tell you, it's pretty much out of time for Trump. Okay? But what happens is, without any violence happening around the inauguration and all that, we should feel happy that we have just a little bit of extra time to get ready, because whether it's Trump or not, this is not over. It's not about Trump. I've said it before. This is about our country. This is about our Constitution. This is about our freedom. It's not about Trump at all. So this gives you a little bit more time to get yourself prepared. Go out, get some food. If you got, get supplies, get the things you're going to need. Get your teeth checked. Go to your dentist. If you got a cavity, get it fixed now. Because that's something, if the grid goes down, you ain't got power, SHTF, that would suck to be brought down by a cavity or a sore tooth. If you're somebody that wears glasses, you might want to get into that. I have a son that wears glasses. We actually have several pairs of glasses put in with our preps just in case. So that's some things. Look into that. You're going to need to get as much over-the-counter medicine as you can. And like I said, this is a blessing. This gives you more time to get those things, because this fight is not over. But anyway, guys, don't be scared. Be prepared. Please, let me get a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. Tell one of your friends to subscribe. Help me out if you can. Definitely give me that thumbs up. That helps with the algorithm. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay safe.